folks, welcome back to My Kitten Reads. I'm Eleanor and this is my sort of TBR options for the Dewey's 24-hour readathon this April. So this is happening on Saturday the 6th, well that's when it starts, and I think 11 PM for me, but yeah, other time zones start at other times. I'm just unlucky. Yeah, so you know me, I do this readathon twice a year. I love it. I spend 24 hours pretty much in just reading and with a bit of sleep. So it's come around again. It's a bit earlier in April this year, which is interesting. But yes, so I have a TBR. Now usually I just start all books, unless it's an anthology that I'm already in the middle of, from scratch for this. But I'm doing things a little bit differently because this year I am reading to keep up well enough to keep up with my overall goal in terms of number of books. However, I have read very, very little that actually meets any of my other goals. In fact, most of the books that I've been reading meet last year's goals, which is really, really frustrating actually, but that's what I've been in the mood for. So, but I have started a few things. So most of the TBR is going to be based on this year's goals, except for the graphic novels and for one thing that I have started and that I do want to finish soon. 3 of the books, like I said, I've already started, so I'm hoping to be able to finish some of those off. But I always give myself a lot of options because it's Dewey's, it's reading for 24 hours, and I don't want to get bored or tired. So the first thing on my TBR is this. This is Tempests and Slaughter by Tamora. This is her latest book. It's the first in a series about Numair. So it's Numair's backstory. Numair appears first in the Immortals Quartet. This goes back to his childhood and his studying at the university. I'm surprised I didn't devour a bit, but I'm kind of still getting used to Tamora writing about guys. And there's also some characters in this that I know from the other books that aren't great, that I'm sort of really, mainly Ozorn, who's a villain in the Immortals Quartet, but here he's like a 13-year-old boy. And it's kind of weird to try and cope with. Also, because it's from a male perspective, some of the puberty stuff this sounds really odd. Tamora has always been really good at just dealing with puberty as a matter of fact, but it's always been with girls before. So I wasn't uncomfortable and I was actually thankful for it. But I didn't really want descriptions of male puberty. It's weirding me out just a little bit. But that's just my hang-ups. That's not actually bad writing or anything. So I am currently 120 odd pages into this, so I would really like to get this finished. So yes, that is the first thing on my list for the Dewey's 24-hour readathon. Another of my started books is From Twinkle with Love by Sandhya Menon. This is one of my Outcrate books, which means it's part of my goal to read my Outcrate books. The author, I believe, is also American Indian, I think. And so she writes about American Indian characters. And so it fits with my race goals of like reading authors of colour. So I am already 82 pages into this. So, and it's a lot shorter than Tempests and Slaughter. So making some progress on this would be really good. Also, making some progress on Pride by Ibi Zoboi. This is another Outcrate book. It is also another author of colour, and it is a remixing of Pride and Prejudice set in the modern day in like New York in the suburbs. So I am 55 pages into this one. So again, I would really like to make some progress with that. I don't even have to finish all of these. If I could just make some progress, it'd be really good. I keep picking things up and starting them this year and then getting about 20% of the way through and then just getting distracted. So progress would be good. Okay, so some of the things that I have not yet started, but are also on my TBR is Chicks Dig Time Lords, a celebration of Doctor Who by the women who love it, edited by Lynne M. Thomas and Tara O'Shea. This will be my non-fiction that I'm likely to pick up. I have read it before, obviously. This is one of the things on my list of things that I really want to reread this year. So it's a collection of essays about Doctor Who by women, and it won the Hugo Award in 2011 for best related work. And I'm really looking forward to digging into some of these essays again, because it's been so long since I read it, I can't even remember what most of the essays were about. So yes, that will be my non-fiction pick for the weekend. For my short story pick, I want to start rereading Cranky Ladies of History, edited by Tansy, Rayner and Tehani Wessely. This is one of the first books I backed via Kickstarter. Oh, actually no, it wasn't Kickstarter. I think it was Possible, which is the Australian version. But it was one of my first crowdfunding projects. It's a brilliant book about women with short stories, fictional. Some of them are science fictional, some of them are fantastical, some of them are just historical fiction. About really awesome women in history who got cranky and made stuff happen. So I love this book, and again, it's been a long time since I read it, so I'm really looking forward to starting to reread some of these stories. There are pirates, there are doctors, there are queens. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Then I have a bunch of graphic novels, because I always read graphic novels during Dewey's because they're really good palette cleansers. So I've basically just picked up the 4 that I have currently sitting on my to read pile. This one is The Tea Dragon Society by Katie O'Neill. This just came in an Outcrate box, so technically it goes towards reading books out of Outcrate. And yeah, it just looks like a really cute graphic novel about tea dragons, which I'm quite intrigued about. So that's on my list. As is Lumberjanes Sink or Swim, Volume 6. So this is my next edition of Lumberjanes. This is by Shannon Waters and Kate Leyh. You know I love the Lumberjanes. I generally always read a Lumberjanes when I'm doing Dewey's because it's fun and I love it. I also have The Unbeatable Squirrel Girl, Volume 5 by Ryan North and Erica Henderson. Again, Squirrel Girl, funny, a lot of fun. It's a superhero who's a girl with squirrel powers. What more can I say? And finally, I have Ms. Marvel Volume 8, Mecca, by Willow Wilson, which I really do need to get around to reading because I have a backlog of podcasts, which the first one of covers this. So I really need to read it. And I just love Ms. Marvel. I really do. So yeah, those are what I have on my TBR. If I end up wanting more graphic novels, which, you know, if I'm tired, might be a thing, I'll probably hit up Comixology for some more of the original X-Wing comics by Michael A. Stackpole. I think I read the first few of those in my last Dewey's Readathon. So they're on Comixology if I need to hit up for any more graphic novels. But that is basically my TBR. So there's a lot on it. I will not read all of it. I never read all of it. But I would like to get through as much of it as possible. Particularly the books that I've already started, because I could really use less books on my currently reading pile. Seriously, there are I'm hovering around 19 or 20 books on my currently reading pile. It's ridiculous. So yeah, that is my TBR for this April 2019 Dewey's 24 Readathon. Let me know down in the comments if you're participating, or if you want to know anything more about any of those books. I will see you all again really soon, probably for the vlog of the actual readathon as usual. Bye.